One of the real hallmarks of Vantage programs is people are focusing on what are the contexts that the participants negotiate in, what are the contexts for their most difficult conversations. There are trainers out there that give canned presentations, and some of them are good and some are not so good. The forte of our people is not the presentation per se, although they're great presenters. It's more making the material sing for the participants so they really can understand how to apply it, and then giving them advice during the workshop on how to apply the material to their daily negotiations and their most challenging upcoming interface.
The thing that sets our facilitators apart, I think, from other training organizations is that they are subject matter experts. Their entire careers have been dedicated to the study of negotiation and communication skills. They come from a variety of backgrounds. We have lawyers, we have MBAs, we have folks with PhD in organizational behavior, organizational psychology, organizational development, but essentially, regardless of their academic background, what they bring to the table is a passion and dedication to understanding how it is that people work well together.
What do people do at this point? They dig in, they start threatening each other, they walk away to their alternatives. We would say this is the time when you have to try and get really creative and make trades and try and think about the non-monetary aspects to this. When we're stuck, it's often because we're thinking about things in a very one-dimensional way. This entire debate has become a question of how many weeks this project is going to take, or how many people should be on the team, or who should be doing what. And there's probably more to it.
We work on a two-trainer model. We really believe that one of the key ways we can teach this skill set is to demonstrate what it looks like live in action. One of the things that our trainers do is they can really take the theory and put it into practice. They can enliven whatever it is they're talking about and show what it looks like to do it. And in that way give participants a bit of a roadmap for how they might do it as well. I think it's a really important part of how we teach is being able to model that behavior online in the moment.
The trainers were incredible. They were incredibly bright. They were able to shift from one focus to another really adeptly. Having two had a good point-counterpoint kind of effect. When one person had something to offer, they could just jump in and provide insight. And they were both incredibly knowledgeable, so it was great to have both of them there.
When I think about hiring trainers, I sort of look for three buckets of expertise. Number one is business acumen. Do they understand the business context? Do they understand the kinds of constraints that organizations and individuals within those organizations have to deal with on a daily basis, the trade-offs that people have to make? Secondly, I'm looking for a person who has just extraordinary depth of content expertise, real understanding about the dynamics of conflict and how to unpack conflict in a constructive way. And then finally, superior platform and presentation skills. Can they interweave presentation with application to the real world, with storytelling, with bringing it all home to the client's context in a pretty systematic way time and time again?
I thought the trainers were obviously very well versed in the content. The training session was great. Lots of opportunity to bring up our specific examples and an opportunity at the end to kind of apply the principles.
Negotiating to the terms and conditions is easy enough to get to, or easier, not easy, but it's easier to get to. But it's really the compliance and adherence to that commitment. How many people are going to be on the team? Who's going to do what, ensuring accountability. That's really where I think it becomes much more of a challenge.
What I'd encourage you to do before you walk into the negotiation is to actually brainstorm a list of many, many questions about the implementation. So think beyond the deal. What's it going to take to get this deal done? If we do agree on something, what are all the ifs? Where are all the places where this could go wrong? And I actually want to make that part of the negotiation. Before I say yes, I want to feel like I have good answers from them on all those questions.
I thought the trainers were very effective because, again, they didn't talk too theoretically. They imparted applicable skills and concrete things and left the audience with real tools that they can use immediately.
So you don't want to give her 40,000?
Well, I'd like it if we could just kind of, like I said, get a sense of kind of what she's hoping to gain. I mean, like we're talking about the money, and that's fine. But I'd like to try to come back to that and hear from you on behalf of her, like what she hopes to get from this experience.
Well, she wants the role, and she's good. Mm-hmm. Look, I mean, I don't really have a lot of time right now, and I just kind of assumed that this was done. So I mean,
sure.
Look, I mean, can't you just she's worked with you before, and you like her, don't you? I mean, you
we
said
do
you
like
don't
her.
like her.
No. Yeah, she is definitely the person that we'd like to see in this role. But
Great. So we're done.
I'm not done, and I don't think on behalf of the lyric.
Time out for a sec.
Where did Andrew start off? Andrew opened up. Where did he go? Commitment. Then what happened? Where did Rich move in? Yeah, so there was this really interesting dynamic, right? You made this one skillful move back up to interest, and Andrew brought you back down to commitment, and you went back up to interest, and he came back down to commitment, and then finally, it sort of seemed like you were getting some traction up in the interest area and making a little more progress in terms of talking about things that were beyond the financials and that were leading to the financials.
The trainers were excellent. They provided insight and knowledge in a way that folks at all different levels could understand it, internalize it, and then execute on it. They're some of the best in the world.